Well, it certainly is a pleasure to have this comforting 2x4 as well as you, Hacksaw. You're doing a tremendous job since you chased the brain out of here.
Well, thank you, Bill. It's a great being here, and you certainly don't get bored sitting back here with you.
The Hammer Valentine, a very impressive figure inside the squared circle. One of the top contenders here in the World Wrestling Federation. And, of course, the man, the brains behind the power.
You got to keep your eye on him. I tell you, Jimmy Hart, the manager, the mouth of the South, he's always going to get his 2 cents worth in.
Well, he got 2 cents. He's got a megaphone. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve. You're always at a disadvantage whenever you have to step inside there with one of his men.
I tell you, you got to keep one eye on the manager and the other eye on your opponent.
Boy, absolutely
easy
right.
For old Hacksaw.
Boy, you got that straight. It certainly seems to have turned into a vendetta, Hacksaw. Now between you and Andre the Giant, it seems that he's going to be hunting for you, and you're going to have to keep one eye over your shoulder all the time.
Well, you know, Gorilla, I've always said Hacksaw Jim Duggan's not a hard man to find. I'm no wallflower. Of course, you got to be a little apprehensive when you step in the ring with the 8th wonder of the world. But I'll tell you what, fear is not one thing in Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I've just got desire. I just want a piece of that big man.
Well, that's obvious, and that's evident as we see a nice snap mare by the Hammer, really doing a number on Mr. Young. You know, I'm kind of surprised that the brain hasn't tried to work his way back here yet.
You mean he want to weasel his way down here?
Well, that's possible. Oh, nice arm drag. Sort of caught the Hammer off guard there.
The Hammer's a great veteran, but this guy here, he's fired up this young kid.
Oh, nice cartwheel. I've noticed over the years, my involvement here in professional wrestling, Hacksaw, that a guy like Valentine, sometimes it takes him at least 4 or 5 minutes until he gets ready and warmed up, so to speak, in a match, and then, boom, he goes to work on you.
He certainly does get fired up. I tell you, old Hacksaw, I'm just the other way. As soon as I come down the ring, I'm hollering, I'm holding, and get the crowd fired up, gets me fired up, and I just got one thing on mind, and that's beating people up.
Well, I notice there's a couple of knots in here. There's a couple of old nails that are turned over in this 2x4. This is a sort of equalizer, you might say.
Well, you better believe it. Half board will travel.
Oh, I love it.
Wherever I go, this 2x4 is not far behind.
Look at the look of concentration, the look of confidence. Oh, what a shot that was. Face first, down to the concrete here. The Hammer indeed has found the mark on this youngster.
And Jimmy Hart over there celebrating. He's real happy with himself.
He can be so distracting from the outside. Look at this shoulder block from the outside. Caught the Hammer, not prepared. Beautiful maneuver, drop kick. Well, he didn't get the full brunt of that blow, but it took him down. Hooks the leg, but he can't get him.
He needed to cinch up his hands there, get a full cradle, leg and neck, and then he might have had a chance.
Well, can you imagine, with the inexperience that this youngster has in the ring, going in there with the likes of the Hammer, Valentine, former Intercontinental Champion, former co-holder of the World Tag Team Championship, with those kind of credentials, it puts everybody at a little bit of a loss.
You aren't kidding. It's got to be a little impressive to get in there with a man like that, but I tell you, it's a great chance for this young kid. The only place to get experience is right out there in the ring. He's going to get a lot of experience.
Look at this. Irish whip out, flip out the corner. Did a reverse outside in the air and almost got an upset victory.
That's been something to see him take Valentine down.
Comes right back with a side headlock, but really didn't know what to do. I think he might have surprised himself.
You're not kidding there, Gorilla. You got to keep on your toes with somebody like Valentine out there.
Well, the Mouth didn't waste any time in jumping up on the apron just to sort of reinforce as we look at some of this capacity crowd here this week on Wrestling Challenge, as is always the case. Oh, excuse me. What a suplex.
Devastating move.
That'll give you a negative attitude. Hammer drops one right in the sternum area.
Winding up.
Boy, he's just measuring him now, Hacksaw.
Yeah, he's got him where he wants him now. He's just being vicious now. Having himself a good time.
First time, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, that I've ever seen as he applies the figure 4 leg lock. Yeah. Andre the Giant knocked cold right in the center of the ring with that 2x4.
The greatest day of my life, Gorilla. The lights were going out, but I knew I had one chance, one hope, and that was a 2x4. And once I got my hands on it, it's an equalizer.
Let's get the official word.
Here is your winner, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Greg the Hammer Valentine. As I take a look over my shoulder, I can see Bobby the Brain Heenan. He's in the area.
What the Weasel doing sticking down here?
Come to the broadcast.
What are you and Weasel doing down here?
Wait a minute.
Out of the way.
Take it easy.
Let me tell you something, Weasel. You want a piece of me? You want a piece?
Well, this... we're in deep trouble here. Hacksaw with a 2x4. Going to Brain. All kinds of things breaking loose here. There's more to come. But right now, here's some news from the World Wrestling Federation. Holds together. Also next week, right here, my special guard dog, watching out. He's on the Weasel Patrol, referring to Hacksaw Jim Duggan. All that and a whole lot more. There he is right now. Brain, come on. Come on up if you want to come up. Hacksaw. The Weasel wants to get back in.
Come up, let me up there, will you?
He's saying he wants...
up there?
No way that Hacksaw Jim Duggan is going to let the manager of Andre the Giant come back up here in this broadcast position. Maybe we can coax him, but I doubt it. I don't know who's going to be here with me next week. Maybe the Brain will be with us next week. Maybe Hacksaw will once again be in the broadcast position. Tune in next week and find out. So long, everybody.